Welcome back to the Lighthouse 2022 Fast. This week we're going to be studying what it's like to become Christ-like. And the reason I've chosen this is because I think a lot of us, when we have our faith, become a Christian, or we say the prayer on the stage, or you get led to Jesus by someone else, we sometimes forget that faith is actually a journey and it's not just a one-time experience. And I think the ultimate objective of a Christian is not just to have faith, it's to become more like Christ and become Christ-like. So in Romans 8:29 it says, God predestined believers to be conformed to the likeness of his Son. Now that sounds blasphemous, but actually Jesus allows us to be part of his kingdom and part of his identity. We can't achieve Christ-likeness ourselves. We can't become like Jesus ourselves without his divine power. We have to make sure that our every effort is put into becoming more Christ-like. Yes, we can't achieve it ourselves, but we can build upon our faith. We can take what God gives us in responsibilities and push through and achieve. To do this, we surrender our bodies to God through faith. We present them as a living sacrifice to God. And in doing so, our minds are renewed and transformed. We then give our whole attention to giving God the glory, because we cannot become Christ-like unless we glorify God. And even Jesus says, take yourself away from the situations of life so you don't become arrogant, so you don't become self-centered, and focus yourself on God. The reason why a lot of the time that faith is a secret thing, like in the secret place, or Jesus says go and pray to your Father in heaven and remove yourself and don't tell anybody, or don't tell anybody what you're fasting, is because we're removing ourselves from the situation and glorifying God in the process. John 3:30 says, he must increase. This is John the Baptist speaking. He must increase, but I must decrease. Yes, we are Christ-like, but in doing so, we are decreasing ourselves and allowing God to increase us, and for us to increase God. Becoming Christ-like is the result of freeing ourselves from sin's grasp. However, it's not freeing ourselves from temptation, because temptation and sin are two different things. Remember, Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist, and immediately he was tempted by Satan, because Satan was not just tempting Jesus, he was tempting his identity. And Jesus' identity was the Son of God, and Jesus' identity for us is children of God. So once you realize your identity, Satan will come and tempt you, and that's not a sin, but giving into the temptation is then a sin. When we are free from sin, we allow God to come into our hearts and transform us with the Holy Spirit. And we allow our bodies, once we surrender them to God, to then become a temple of the Holy Spirit. When I say surrender, I don't mean we give them away and never receive them. We allow God to transform us into a temple of the Holy Spirit. He builds a temple in us instead of a real life temple like the one in Jerusalem or a tabernacle where God resided. God takes the Holy Spirit and puts a temple inside of us. Our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit. And in doing so, we then have unveiled faces. You might remember the story of Moses coming out of the tabernacle, and his face, or from the mountain I think it was, and his face was white. And it was a reflection of not of Moses' glory, but of God's glory. So the Israelites didn't see Moses when they saw the purity and the holiness. They saw a reflection of God's holiness through Moses. And that's what we have when we allow God to build in us a temple of the Holy Spirit, allowed us to God to improve our faith, to strengthen our faith in us. And so that's what our faith should be. It shouldn't just be an initial race, it should be a marathon, something that we continue to do throughout our Christian walk.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us today as we continue our series through the 2022 Fast here at the Lighthouse on encouraging your faith. You can find these videos on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and we hope that you'll like and share these with your friends.